Okay, I was dead wrong. Thunder in 5, not in 4, in 5. But I will admit, while I was very right about my Oklahoma City Thunder, my hometown team, I was dead wrong about the Pacers, who tonight, especially in the fourth quarter, were way, way, way better than I thought they could be. I'm having a hard time processing what I just witnessed because it makes no sense to me. My Thunder should have been up 15 with 8:58 left in the fourth quarter at home in Game 1 of the NBA Finals that they are prohibitively favored to win. They were favored to win Game 1 by 9.5 at home, and they should have been up 15 with under 9 minutes to play because Alex Caruso, who is a hellacious basketball player, so smart, so underrated athletic, such extreme energy. He attacks. He gets fouled in midair. He's flying out of bounds and pulls one out of his ass off the backboard and one. The place erupted, the Paycom Center. The Pacers were paying because that game was over. And all Alex had to do was go to the free throw line and gather himself after he took another hard fall and make the free throw, and it's a 15-point game. And I don't know, there was just something about, I think Richard Jefferson said on the telecast, you got to cash that after we hype you. It's just something about you got to cash that because Indy might have cashed out at that point. But they got guts. They're on an emotional, on-fire roll. Late in games, they're now 8-1 in close late games in the playoffs. You can't give them any life. You got to bury them. And it would have felt to me like 15 would have buried them with under 9 to play and SGA resting. And from that moment forward, would you believe over the last 8.5 minutes of that game, the Indiana Pacers made 6 threes to win the fourth quarter by 10, 35-25. It's hard to score 35 in a quarter on this most hellacious defense I've ever seen in the history of the NBA that I've covered, my 50-odd years. It's hard to score 35 on them, especially in that building, in that situation, and beat them 35-25 in the fourth quarter and steal a 1-point win in Game 1 at Oklahoma City. It's hard, man, and they did it with 6 threes in the last 8.5 minutes. Obi Toppin made another one. What do you have, 5 for the game? And then I had this sneaking suspicion we were in trouble. Miles Turner, it looked pretty. It was off the backboard. I just don't think a 7-footer, whatever he is, 6'11", 7 feet. I don't think he aims one off the backboard from 3 on the wing. I just don't think he's trying to make it off the backboard. I think he lucked it in. And all of a sudden, the door cracked open. And Toppin made another 3. And then Miles Turner made a good 3, a legit 3, an authentic 3. And I'm looking at my little daughter. She's around here somewhere. Hazel. There she is. Hazel. She's right behind me on the floor. And I said, we're in trouble. And yet we were up 8 with 3:24 left. And they call a lane violation on Lou Dort on a Siakam miss where he holds the ball and holds on. My God, Nembhard was in the lane way before Lou Dort. It looked like 3 Pacers fell into the lane on the late release free throw. And they call a lane violation. They never call a lane violation because everybody's in the lane on every freaking free throw. Ant-Man in the previous series, he steps over the line, he foot faults every free throw. Before the ball hits the rim, he's over the line. Every single time. How can you call that there? That was a big point. They gave Siakam an extra point. And then, my God. Then Nesmith makes a 3. And Nembhard made a 3. And it comes down to the 2 stars. And SGA didn't have a great shooting night, but he did have 38. I know I took a question on my show that was posted yesterday. One of the Pacer fans said, Halliburton over SGA in the clutch, full stop. And you know what? I can't remember your name. I apologize, but you were correct tonight. You were so correct because Nembhard bothers SGA, their Canadian teammates, Team Canada teammates, and they have a little push and shove going on because he ain't afraid of him because he knows him. They're cousin-like, brother-like. And Nembhard he ain't afraid of anybody, but he ain't afraid of SGA. And he took him down the stretch and he bothered him. He just bothered him. Maybe he's got his number. Maybe he's just knows how to get his goat a little bit. Get under his skin, get in his psyche a little bit. SGA had a hard time forcing him off. SGA can usually, he plays so much stronger than he looks because he'll bump you off and create that little fall away space. He got a pretty good look and he just shot it too far. And all of a sudden, Halliburton gets a shot and it's funky. He doesn't usually shoot many jump shots, but he made a jump shot to put them up 111-110 with 0.3 seconds left. And I immediately tweeted, there's no way we're going to make that shot with 0.3. They tried to lob it to Chet. It's broken up by Siakam. Dagnall down the stretch just got desperate because they were making so many threes. He didn't play any bigs down the stretch. And it hurt because they were getting crushed on the boards. Siakam was getting too many offensive rebounds. He got an easy putback. They lost the boards tonight 56-39 at home. Dagnall gets a little too cute with his rotations and he's got so many buttons at his fingertips to push because they go 11 deep. He played 11 guys in the first quarter. My God. It was just one of those nights. Thunder got crushed on the boards. Halliburton had 10 rebounds. Nesmith had 12, my Vanderbilt guy. Siakam had an easy 10 because too often there's, especially in the fourth quarter, there's no Chet and there's no Hartenstein. And Siakam's playing like he's 8 feet tall. My God. So we did what we do in the first half, and Indy wouldn't quit. It was like all night long, the Thunder kept saying, is that enough? Are you going to quit now? Nope, we're not going to quit. We'll make another 3. And then we'll make another 3. And then we'll make another 3. We forced 19 turnovers in the first half. We forced only 5 in the second half. And we lost the second half 66-53 because Indy wouldn't go away. I kept saying we can't separate. There's always a moment in a big Thunder blowout where all of a sudden they'll make a couple threes and then they'll force a couple turnovers and points off turnovers. They smoke you with pot. They just attack you from one end to the other, and all of a sudden it's a thunderbolt run. Thunderbolt, 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 and all of a sudden you look up and it's a 20-point game. They could not separate. That moment of Caruso off the glass and one It's 15 with 8.5 minutes left. Is that enough? Are we there yet? I think we would have been, but Caruso missed the free throw. Just felt like the door remained that much open for a team that not only won't quit, but just makes big shots, contested shots. Those threes, those 6 down the stretch, they weren't wide open. We could go case by case, but I'm going to say 5 out of the 6 were contested. These guys just make threes. My God. And then, the big knock on SGA coming in was he's a solo star. The knock on the Thunder was, well, what happens when you take him out? Well, you can't take him out because he can get to his spots anytime he wants. So he got his 38. He didn't shoot it all that well. What was it, 14 out of 30? Took 30 shots. Is because J-Dub, the all-star and second-team all-defender, had one of those J-Whoops games where he was 6 of 19, and he played out of control with the glass a lot, throwing it up too hard off the glass. You just got to be better than 6 of 19. And Chet, who I love, it's his first game in the finals. He's still a baby, and he played like a baby tonight. Played like a weenie tonight. Played like a pussy tonight. He just played soft. And in the first half, he was just completely out of control. One time he got a rebound and dribbled all the way up the floor and tried to do SGA stuff and missed badly. He went 2 of 9. He had 6 points and only 6 rebounds, no assists. That won't hack it. You got to make them pay for how much taller you are, how much more mobile you are than Miles Turner. Man, what a nightmare of a start. I'm shell shocked. I'm blindsided. I'm frankly devastated because the Indiana Pacers really, really impressed me tonight with their guts and their refuse to lose. They should have been blown out. We had them. We had them by the basketballs. We had them on the ropes, man. We had them. We should have been up 15 with 8.5 minutes left, and they went 3 crazy on us. At Paycom, we paid a dear price. Dagnall's panicking. SGA missed the shot. If SGA makes his shot late, we go up 3, and maybe that stands up. But knowing those guys, they would have gone down, and Halliburton's 2 would have been a 3 to tie, and then they win in overtime. It just felt like they played the underdog role. I was all over them. A lot of people are all over them. Nobody really gave them a chance. Vegas gives them no chance. Now, Oklahoma City will probably be, I haven't looked yet, but they'll probably be favored by 10 or 11 in game 2 because that's how Vegas usually goes. When the prohibitive favorite gets stung at home, they're going to bounce back. I don't know if we can blow this team out. This team doesn't feel blowoutable to me. We're better. We're just better than the Indiana Pacers. But man, they got some athletes, they got some shooters, and they got crazy hot momentum. I'm impressed. I'm wrong. I amend my prediction. Thunder in 5.